talk about opening for Jerry Seinfeld in 1988 and how that came about and what the impact of that was.
When I opened for Jerry Seinfeld, I had lied my way into a college comedy competition, which I wasn't even in college, and I wasn't even in school, and I was in a contest to find the funniest college student in America. So I won the West Coast division. So I was flown out. I think the Midwest one was John Glazer. He was a very, very funny comedian. And he and I were out there, and there was another the band who it was a band who won. It was a musical rap group called Red Johnny and the Round Guy, and it was they were from Rutgers, I believe. And so they pitted us against each other, but we all sort of were the winners in a sense. And so we all opened for Jerry Seinfeld and Mario Joyner. And so I talked to him after the show, and he was very, very complimentary, very enthusiastic about my, really pursuing a career in comedy, because I think you have a different point of view, and I think you're really going to have a successful career. And he was right. So I'm still friends with him. He's wonderful. And I'm such a fan of his, and he's such a fan of comedy, which I think is really important. I think that actually that's rare, because a lot of comedians don't want to watch comedy because they're just sick of it.
Huh.
But I love it. And I think it's really great to still love it. And I still love it. And I'm still in awe of it, in awe of comedians' minds and their genius. And he really is a genius.
Mm. So what kind of doors, if any, did that open for you, that appearance?
The doors that were open for me for being on a stage with Jerry Seinfeld were really, I think, for MTV, because part of that was getting into the sort of offices of MTV at the time, which was doing a lot for comedy. In the 80s and 90s, MTV was really important for comedians. And so I did quite a lot of their shows. It was myself, Janine Garofalo, Judd Apatow, who was a stand-up comedian then. He still is now. But back then, he really was doing all the same shows as us. So all of these different shows. Oh, Colin Quinn was another guy. David Cross and Bob Odenkirk. All of these people in LA. When I moved to LA, Janine Garofalo forced me to move to LA. She's like, "What are you going to do?" With her deep voice, "What are you going to do up here? What are you going to do?" And so we made a pact that she would help me in LA if I would teach her how to smoke cigarettes. So I believe she still smokes, which I don't. I'm sad for that, but I'm sorry about that. But she really influenced us all. From Ben Stiller to David Cross to Bob Odenkirk to myself. We all owe a great debt to her. She really set the standard on how to be cool, what to do as a comedian, to always challenge yourself and not to be afraid. And I remember all of us doing one comedy, sort of a half-hour comedy hour or something. And she's short, so she wouldn't take the microphone out of the stand. And so she would just pull the microphone down and talk into it like rock star style. And she really looked like Axl Rose or Freddie Mercury, that kind of thing of I'm going to command this. And she really turned comedian into rock star, which it wasn't cool before Janine, but suddenly it became very cool. And I think anybody who's a cool comic really owes a great debt to Janine Garofalo.